Yeah. Yeah. So you want me to tell him? Yeah, my left was still my stuff from last night. What are you whatever, shut up. That was Lou Reed on the phone. He just said, damn. And I thought I was pretentious. Yo, what's up and welcome back. Yes, back to Angels Reach. And today I wanted to say that I follow an account on TikTok called Bold Streamer Clips to get NL content. I like Northern Line. He's a great, great streamer. I mostly watch VODs though. So he had a moment where he interacted with somebody, a chatter saying like Uncut Gems is like boring or whatever. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched Uncut Gems. I was watching the first 20 minutes and I like almost fell asleep. I was like, what? Something happened. Whatever. But I have to watch it now just so I can just so I can go about what I'm gonna say right now. But Northern Lion got mad because he really enjoys that movie. It's one of the best movies of like 2010s, he says, or something like that. And I'm sure it's really, really fantastic. I'm sure if I gave it a watch, I would love it. As a matter of fact, I want to love it. Why would I want media to be bad? What are you talking about? But I said Across the Spider-Verse is flawless. Every frame is intentional. And that's because when somebody brought up that, he was like, when somebody brought up Uncut Gems being boring, he was like, you people don't know how to watch movies. Some people are bad at watching movies. And that chatter's favorite movie is probably Spider-Verse or Puss in Boots. And I was like, whoa, Spider-Verse is taking a crazy stray here. And what somebody said is somebody responded to me and said the story is nothing special at all. Visually, that film is something else, but Puss in Boots and Spider-Verse. Oh, both Puss in Boots and Spider-Verse. I'm pretty sure he's just dunking on his young adult audience because they prefer the pretty visuals over the story. And somebody else said, yeah, that's called animation. And that's my fault because I meant to say every little second is like, important and like amazing to the story and adds to it. But because I said frame, they were like, yeah, you know what? Animation, like you said, you just like visual. I set myself up for that. That's miscommunication. But the person that said the story is nothing special at all, that just absolutely fried me because like I'm like, yeah, it's not like it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not coming up with something new thematically that like hasn't been done before. I'll give them that. Which is what I said. I said I gotta disagree in the sense that the story might not be something new thematically, but it's still very well written on top of the visuals. And I'll even finish it off with, but if he is talking to the younger audience, then like, yeah, I can accept that. A lot of younger people aren't gonna really appreciate like messages in movie and stuff. Maybe they just want to watch something for the moment. I get it. I completely understand. A lot of the times that's me with a plethora of movies I just watch both to find the message in it and not to, you know what I mean? And get something from it overall. Somebody else said it's okay. Wait, actually, let me go into the story of it a little bit because, like, man, it's so like I'm a really big fan of potential and like alternate universes and like different things that like variety and the potential that different things can be. I really love that. Like what if stories and things like that, alternate all of that stuff is amazing to me. I just find regular life boring. And so just like I guess fantasy you could say, but even not even that really, just like something else. And so the idea of Miles Morales becoming a Spider-Man in his universe by accident and that messing up like the universe potentially, like that is really cool. Dude, the idea that there's 1,000 of this one guy and you accidentally or somehow you accidentally managed to become him and now you're put in this like ridiculous situation, you change things and like it's really I'm glazing it, but like it's a fun concept. It's an interesting concept. Yeah, like you could trace it back to like the what's it called, the um fuck in Endgame when or Infinity War when Doctor Strange was looking at the different universes. Oh, there's a million or like a billion different outcomes and we only win one or something like that. And like yeah, the one in a million, like the beating the odds, that's not something new. But I think that the way that they went about it was super interesting, cool, fun, a lot of funny moments, and also heartwarming. Somebody said it's half a movie. No character has a complete arc in the story. Um, wow, it's just like I don't think you saw the movie. And granted, if you didn't watch it for all that stuff, that's fine. If you watched it just to enjoy the visuals, that's cool. And if you didn't want to pick up on that stuff, you didn't have to. But that stuff is right in your fucking face, man. Like Gwen at the beginning is this like cold, angry, like isolated girl, and like she has moments where she like comes into like a really close relationship with her dad, and she's warm. Like the visuals in the back represent that and everything. But let's stay away from visuals because apparently, like, not apparently, but because like people would rather talk about like the story and stuff. And like, yeah, okay, let's do that then. But Gwen goes from that like crazy character to like being slightly more accepted into the Spider Verse, finding a place and becoming like a finding like a member of a family, you know what I mean? Not that she didn't really have one with her dad, but like, or at least that great of one, but she like learns to like love and trust and accept people more, and it's super heartwarming. And you see her like betray that family even, and that's like even a slightly deeper layer of like these people trusted you, and you have the nerve to break their trust just because of somebody else, and like the possibilities that like, oh my gosh, man, the okay, that's just Gwen. That's just Gwen. I think she turned into a fantastic character by Across the Spider Verse. If you like, I'm talking about Across the Spider Verse, the second movie, not the first one. Into the Spider Verse is great. I cried the first time I watched it. Cried the second time I watched it. I've watched it, I think, maybe once or twice after that since. Pretty good movie still. I think it holds up. And I think Across the Spider Verse just blew it out of the water. I think all the stuff that like it brought, like the characters, the story, the animation, but the just like how much love and care went into like every character, and like what like who they really are and who they feel like comes across perfectly on the screen, not just visually but like through the voice lines and through their actions, and the decisions they make and they don't make, and the things that they think, and the way they interact with different Spider-Man and different characters in the story. Like it's fun. And let's talk about Miles for a second, somebody who at the beginning of the movie is a super confident, like, Spider-Man who's been doing this his whole life. And then halfway through the movie, he learns he's a fucking freak, like he isn't supposed to be there. Nobody believes in him. He's supposed to like let stuff happen to him like that he doesn't want to have happen to him. And he just essentially gets his whole world turned upside down when he realizes he is not meant to be here. And then he gets into like an internal conflict because he's like, well, I am supposed to be here, and like I am supposed to be Spider-Man. I do feel like Spider-Man. I do like feel like I am somebody that is meant to help other people out and help and like be myself and spread love and like be the representation of what a good hero should be. And it's like so like heartbreaking to see him like be so enthralled with this new world that he found, and then immediately just get like shunned from it essentially. And the fact he has to grow, like the fact that he has to just live now with the fact that he's a mistake and like try to prove himself, and he eventually does, and he eventually gets people on his side just because of he's that good, man. Talking no jutsu type shit, you know what I'm saying? No, yeah. uh I'm trying to think. Miguel, like he started off like as I don't. Y'all don't. I'm not gonna. Y'all don't deserve this for real. Like I'm gonna give you those two examples because somebody also said the cliffhanger ending becomes worse and worse after every delay for the third movie. I can give you that. I can give you that. Uh, in the sense of like it gets me wanting more, and I'm kind of disappointed that it's not here yet. You know what I mean? I don't know, like if they think just like it doesn't make sense anymore, or just like it's lamer because the ending hasn't happened yet. They said it's half a movie, and I'm like, yeah, I guess like technically, like if you watched Kill Bill 1, like that, like technically half a movie. Dude. It's not like a real, even though it is a movie, it's half a movie. But it like in and of itself, it can be great. Like I personally, like I saw like a review on Kill Bill, the Bold Bloody Affair, because I watched it and I really enjoyed it, but I liked the first part way more than the second part. And that also has to do with the ending and all the talk of the therapy session that happened at the end of it. Yo, Uncut Gems, what are you talking about? Like y'all had that, sorry, y'all had that like fucking long ass conversation at the beginning that like the interact. I was like, dude, what the hell? Come on, man. Sorry. Oh my gosh. It's half a movie. Yeah. Or it's half a movie. Yeah. But you can like love it still for what it is, even if it is half a movie. For half a movie is fantastic. Even for a full movie, I think it's fantastic. If it ended there, like I'm okay with not like, well, kind of not really. I really, really want to know what happens. But if I didn't get to find out the ending and stuff, I would still love that movie. I would still be like, I would be like, yo, it's up to me to figure out whether or not, like, if they actually accomplished it or not, or if he actually is meant to be a free. Like, I'd find my own interpretation in it, dog. It's just like it's a movie, dog. Watch it and feel how you want to feel about it. Which is like another point I want to make. I'm not yucking your yum, dog. If you actually like look through the story of Spider Verse and you really don't like it, you think the character is annoying, you think the plot doesn't make sense, you think that the scenes are trash, whatever. Every person can like have their own opinion. I just feel like objectively, like I know I just said opinion, but like objectively, it is just like a standard story. Like I don't think you can hate it for like a one person trying to beat the odds sort of movie. It's a really dope, like it's again my opinion, but like it's a really just standard theme that I think a lot of people can get away with, and it's really also hard to, I mean, easy to go wrong with. You know what I mean? Like it could have easily just been everybody against Miles from the beginning, but like they built this up to like have him really get his heart broken and get trapped and like really get like his back stabbed. Like it was really like a betrayal like no other. It was amazing, dog. And to say that that just like doesn't happen because you don't see the ending of him like actually becoming Spider-Man or the universe actually collapsing because of the, and that's not even including Spot, bro. I'm just remembering Spot. Oh my god, Spot the villain, dude. Just, I don't want to hear anything about the plot and like the he gives you the backstory at the beginning. He gives you the backstory of who he used to be. And he, even throughout the movie, you can see him becoming more and more violent, more and more powerful, more and more of the person that he wants to be. And, or like the villain that he deserves to be. And if you want to take away like the animation for that, yeah, but like those moments just really drive home who he is. Like, oh my gosh, like the scene where like Hobie, Gwen, Miles, and I don't think Nick from not Nick from New Girl, but like one of those actors, the voice actor for the Spider-Man was swept out. I forgot who he is, but I think he was also there. I might be wrong. I think it was just Gwen Hobie. It was um Batavi. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher his name. The Spider-Man with the yo-yo, the Mumbai Spider-Man is so fucking. I think he's my favorite character. I'll be honest. Gwen, actually no, Gwen is my favorite, and then it's um. I'm gonna look at. I don't know. I'm not gonna do it right now. But the Spider. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Fantastic character. Love him, love him, love him. But yeah, even Spot, like his character gets like changed throughout the movie, and you can see like this threat of like impending doom looming over and over until it like essentially crescendos into this wave of like uh desperation and just like I don't know. I don't know the right words to put it, but it really the Spot as the villain really just swelled up really really well, and especially juxtaposed with like the comedy of Miles and him like going through his own thing, like the message of becoming yourself, staying true to who you are. I mean, it even applies to the villain. You know what I mean? It's like he's becoming who he believes he has to be, and like that even is a sick like way to get you not even to root for him, but to kind of like see his perspective and reason with him. Reason, not really, because he's a psychopath. He's killing everybody because he's got a bagel thrown at him. You feel me? Ridiculous nonsense right there. But yeah. And then someone said every frame is supposed to be intentional. That's like the bare minimum in a movie. Oh yeah, I think I went through that already. But my bad for saying frame again. I really wanted to nail home second, but yeah. But also a lot of movies don't like care. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it's the bare minimum, but you think a lot of movies follow that rule? You think cash grabs give a dang if there's filler in the scene? Come on, let's be realistic here. It is a cartoon made to appeal to teenagers. It's a fun movie, but there's not much interesting going on there. You can have that opinion. If you don't find it interesting, that's fine. Cartoon made to appeal to teenagers. I mean, I think Spider-Man has a really wide audience and they understand that. I think you can kind of say they played it safe by doing like the middle age, like teenage, but I don't think they necessarily appeal to teenagers. I think they have like a really universal topic, Spider-Man, and they have a lot of stuff that, I mean, the kids are obviously gonna love the visuals and Spider-Man and fight scenes, like, but everybody is, I guess. I mean, it's really impressive. Even a lot of people have been saying it in the comments. Um, And the like teenagers are obviously going to appreciate it and try to find messages in it, probably mess up and just like think whatever they want to think about it, and or not, or just enjoy the movie because they're like 16 and they're like, yeah, I like Spider-Man, let me see what this is about, and then maybe they might go home with a message. That's ideally like what's up, but there's also like a lot of symbolism and messages and just like um it mostly just messages about like just about character and morality and like just like yeah, and personality. I think it's super super dope, and like yeah, I don't think it's meant to appeal to teenagers. I think they hit like a ton of demographics, and teenagers are probably the easiest because they're in the middle of both, and we'll find both things that older and younger people will appreciate kind of like at the same time, maybe a little bit faster than them or more so than them, but might not even be right. You know what I mean? um, both animated Spider-Verse movies are mid as hell. Uncut Gems mogs them. This is the comment that's gonna make me want to watch Uncut Gems. I'm gonna have to watch it, and then if it does mog across the Spider-Verse, I would be fucking really impressed. But I'm not betting against it. Why? Again, like I said at the beginning, why would I want a movie to be bad, bro? It's like you really can't say anything on the internet because people will just like berate you. And granted, with the context you give, there's only so much they can interpret, but still, man, it's the like, you like pancakes, so you hate waffle tweet. You know what I mean? It's like you can't say you love Across the Spider. I specifically went out of my way to not mention Uncut Gems in my comment because I was like, I'm not gonna talk about Uncut Gems, especially because like I kind of agree with the side, and I was like, I'm not gonna dig myself into that whole. I'm not gonna say like I got bored of the first 20 minutes of Uncut Gems. I didn't want to say that because they were all just gonna be like, oh, so you didn't watch Uncut Gems, so you can't say Across the Spider-Verse is better. I'm not even saying Across the Spurs, Across the Spurs. Yo, hold up, Spurs Wembanyama, the alien, the 7'4", 21-year-old. I saw a video that said these are 3 rules Wembanyama says in his says he has for dating. 1, she must be 6'3". 2, she must love basketball. And 3, she must be under 20. And I was like, what? And then he was like, the 21-year-old basketball player. And I was like, oh, you should like start with that, bro. Why would you end with that? That's crazy. Honestly, if you started with that, you would have had a lot of people like clickbait. Okay, yo. I'm not even saying Across the Spider-Verse is better than Uncut Gems. I literally can't say that. I haven't watched it. So I wasn't making that point. I was just saying Across the Spider-Verse caught a random stray. Like you know what I mean? But I not too random. I guess he really does understand his audience and knows like the younger people will go for like visuals and stuff. I was just sticking up for a movie that caught a jab. I thought Puss in Boots was fantastic too. The animation is great. I really loved the villain in that. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I didn't take too much away from that, and like I would rewatch it, and I think it's dope. I don't think it's like worth defending or anything like that. But I think Across the Spider Verse is. I think it's if like if not flawless then an almost flawless movie. Like again, I still do believe like every single moment is intentional, every single second like adds to the movie, and I just can go on and on about it. Especially if I rewatched, I could talk about like all the characters more specifically and the moments that happened. But I mean, just in general, just the overall what it meant, like what happened throughout the movie, what the person, what the people went through, and what like is to come, what they have gone through, and like just everything that happened, man. I just care about, and I think was well written and very very interestingly introduced, and demonstrated, rather, not introduced, demonstrated. I was gonna say illustrated, and then I was like, what's another I word that means show? And I thought, whatever. Yeah. That's just my little Across the Spider Verse rant. I'm gonna go watch Uncut Gems now and probably fall asleep. No, I'm not, I do want to. Okay, I gotta stop joking. I do want to like the movie. Why would I not want to like the movie? Let's be like absolutely clear. I'm not gonna do my Obama impression. I want to be clear. I am. Was that good? Do you guys think that was good? No. I don't want to be that guy that does impressions and is like, "Do you guys think that was good?" So, to be cringe is to be free, though, and also nobody's in the room right now, so that's dope. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. If you haven't watched Across the Spider Verse, please do. If you've already seen it, rewatch it. I feel like there's every time I watch it, I see something new and find something different, and like, I mean, like the message is there every time, and it's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's a fantastic movie. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. Let me go watch Uncut Gems and rate it 5 stars on Letterboxd for you guys. All right, bye. I'm such an asshole.